Hi, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be talking about Robots in Disguise 2001 Haslab Optimus Prime. Yeah, I know, I should have put Haslab in the front of it, but we're moving on. So this Optimus Prime is not in his super mode. We're going to be talking about regular Prime today, and we're going to be discussing him from bottom to top, discussing his articulation, how he feels in the hand, the weight of the figure, and then we're going to end the day with a final grade on his review and then move into size comparisons so that you can get an idea of how big this guy is, because this guy is big. He's a lot bigger than you would expect. He's massive in comparison to other Transformers. He is just a big one. Compared to Ultra Magnus from RiD, he's actually a little small, but compared to everybody else. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Please do everything below everyone else asks you to do. And while you're down there, leave me a comment telling me your favorite Optimus Prime moment from Robots in Disguise 2001. I would love to hear from you, my listeners, and my viewers, and my subscribers, and all that jazz. So, let's get into today's video. And this guy is a lot of fun. I'm going to start that off. Just out of the gate, I'm going to mention that one. He is a fun figure. So let's start down here at his feet. Now his feet doesn't have much articulation. He does manage to get a good side, but for some reason it's on the wrong side. It's odd. Like you would think the inset legs would be the better one, but oh well. So he does have some side tilt in his leg and his feet. His feet can move up and down slightly, and they can rotate 360 degrees because they are on ball joints, and that is slightly annoying. But it is forgivable for this guy because it's too good. He's just too good. So he's got leg swivel. He can swivel his leg and at his lower leg. He also has thigh swivel. He has a knee bend of 90 plus ratchets. He has got a side kick of 90 plus ratchets and a forward kick of 90 plus really stiff ratchets and a backward kick of 90, well, less than 90. I'd give that a backward kick of 75 plus really stiff ratchets. Okay, now the leg here, we've got a little bit of window pattern on the front, a little bit of window pattern on the side. Actually, the front window is on the side, which I find to be funny. The side window is on the front, and he's got this really cool armor that's across his front leg. I like how this panel folds over the wheel. That's just really interesting. Now for this figure, I do want to mention, I think that you can also display him if you rotate his foot there. It doesn't get as much ankle tilt in that rotation, but you can rotate the glossy side of his leg forward if you wanted to. It works. It works in either way. He still stands just as well whenever you rotate the glossy side forward, but he's got this glossy armor that's on the inside of the legs, and I think it looks all right. And then that makes all this side, that makes this crazy armor thing with this panel that covers the wheel and the siege port there. All of that is now on the side, and that makes this siege port on the side now the back, and the front window that was on the side is now the back. And also, funny enough, there will be a siege port in the inside of the leg. That's just something neat. So that's something. You can have him with the shiny legs out, and we'll just leave him with shiny legs out for the rest of this video. But that is something you can do with him. He can be posed in a couple of different ways. You can actually, you can't really spin the leg about to pose him with the crazy armors on the inside of the leg because it's just too much. Those are really fat. He's got some fat legs. So coming up here to his thighs, because there's not really much more to talk about with the legs. It's some really great armor textures, some folded over bits and stuff. But when it comes to siege ports, he's got 1, 2, and 3 on his legs, on each on 3 different sides of his legs, nonetheless. Coming up here to his thighs, they did something I love. And they actually sculpted out the thighs here. We've got some really. It's not as much sculpting as I would like, but it's good sculpted work. It is, and I do wish they would have found time to put a siege port in there, but oh well. But this is some good stuff right here. We got the kicks, we got the side, we've got the rotation. He's got lower leg rotation. He also has thigh rotation, which is nice. And then coming up here to the waist, we've got a little bit of waist rotation, but not really much. There's a lot getting in the way of the waist rotation on the back end, and that just can't be helped. So Not a big waist rotation there, but for what he is, it's still pretty good. Moving up here to his groin area, we've got a wonderful. He's got a thick groin area, and it is just strong and sturdy. Like his legs are just beasts. This guy does not skip leg day. He does not skip leg day at all. Coming up here to his midsection area, we've got this glossy armor that it feels really good in the hand. This is some good feeling stuff. You've got that little bit there, and then that one there. I keep thinking these are cracks, but they're not cracks. They're actually just etched in there. It's pretty neat. I like the etching in here. But like I said, it's got me worried about cracks, but I'm like, no, that's not a crack. It's too uniform. It's just what they did to sculpt the patterns in here, and it's really well done. I like all the etching and all the sculpting, and they even went so far as to making the little connection pieces up there in his at the middle around his sternum. There's some connection ports there that other bits plug into, and they managed to slip those into the sternum quite nicely, in my opinion, and hide them quite well. And we have this nice little triangle underneath. I don't know why there's a triangle there, but there's a triangle. It's got a little point. It's fun. And then we come up here to his shoulders, and we've got these. Now he's got these little flaps for his breast muscles. He's got these flappy doodles here, and they're pretty neat. They're spring loaded, and what they allow is his butterflies. So whenever you move his arm back, they'll fold backwards and keep this gap, this underside area from being seen, and I appreciate that. Now it will be spotted if you move it back too far. So like with the left side, it can move forwards to about 2 o'clock. It can move to about 3. I'd say about 2:30, not 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. And then you can kick it back as far as 4 o'clock before the armor panel starts kind of going too far away. You can do the same with the other arm, but this one's more like 10:30, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So that's for the butterfly, and I think that's a decent butterfly. I wish it could move forward a little bit more, but I like the fact we have these spring-loaded panels that really help make it pop, in my opinion. They really help it out. And then we come over here to his arm. His arm's got you can move the bicep. His arm can move up at the shoulder, 90, and then it can ratchet up at the shoulder for an additional almost 180. I'd say this is like 170. Oh, 180. I give it a 180. I think that's pretty straight. That's pretty cool. I like that you can do that. That's kind of a neat little combo when it comes to his arms. He's got a bicep swivel. He also has a 90-degree elbow, and the hand rotates. Now this arm has a siege peg sticking out the side of it. We've also got some really nice little robot arm textures on the interior, smooth glossy armor, but not really much more other than that. On the on the underside of the arm, we do have the sculpting from the roof of the fire truck there, and all that corrugated steel pattern. So that's fun. I like that he's got that corrugated steel, and I like that he's got this crazy flashing, where his arm seems to just kind of extend backwards a bit, and yeah, it's a neat approach to it. I never owned this figure. I always wanted to, so this is my first time really checking this guy out, and I like him a lot. I do. Coming up here to the head, we've got a head that rotates 360 degrees, but it's not easy. It's a stiff neck. He can look up a little bit. He can look down a little bit. He can crack his neck a little bit on each side, but that's about it. He can also bend his ears down on a little rotation and shoot you with his ear beams. Yeah, ear beams. He doesn't actually have ear beams, but it's the fun of it. And I call this guy Princess Tiny Feet, by the way, because he's got tiny feet. And this is Princess Tiny Feet all the way. Look at his super small feet compared to the rest of him. Now we're going to spin him around to his back, and we'll talk about this. This is a really clean backpack. It's a bulky backpack, that's for sure. It sticks out a good distance. But overall, it's a very clean backpack. And I like that. I like that the the emergency lights fold down. I like this big old butt panel he has. It's this guy's a lot of fun. He was a fun Transformer to transform to. Y'all watch that in the video. Getting him back into fire truck mode's a pain, but I think he's pretty good overall. So let's get the size real quick. So we've got our handy dandy Lego pad, and right here we have these vents, and those vents symbolize Grimlock's head, and this guy stands about as tall as Grimlock. Yeah, he is just about as tall as Grimlock. He goes to the vents. So that's really cool. Now, final grade on this, grade on Optimus Prime's basic robot mode, I'm going to give it an S because of a lot of factors. One, I like the feel of it. Two, I like the textures that are in here. Three, I really like the fact that there's so many ratchets. Like, look at this guy wobble. He doesn't wobble because everything's tight and ratcheted, and it's very, very nice. He's highly posable, and there's just a lot to like about him. I think that this is this was definitely worth my money. So I'm going to give it an S ranking because that's how I feel about it. I feel as if this blind man's blind reaction is this is an S rank toy right here. This is where it's at. He's fun. He doesn't fall over. He's got some good stuff about him. He also comes to this little pistol that we've talked about before. Has a little blast effect port on one end. It's got some really good sculpting on the barrel of the gun. And then we got these two little wheelie things on the back end that I don't really get, but they spin, and that's fun. And then it's got a siege peg, so he can go ahead and put it in his hand. There we go. There it is. Yeah, he's got a gun in his hand. All right. Now, let's get to the fun part. Let's get him comparisons done. We need to find Bumblebee first. Where's our Bumbles at? Bumbles. Bumbles, bees. Bumbles, bees. Where's you at, Bumbles, bees? I don't know where. There's Bumblebee. Okay. All right. So here's Bumblebee in all of his glory. So Bumblebee stands in front of Prime, and he doesn't even go up to the groin of Prime, like just below Prime's groin. Prime can't even reach down and touch Bumblebee's head. Let's see, look at that. Prime's hand won't even touch Bumblebee's head. That is just wild how short Bumblebee is compared to this Prime. He goes up to the just below the knee, or just about at the knee level. Let's see, are you just above or below that knee? You are just above the knee bend, just above it. So that's Bumblebee, and Bumblebee can of course sit down, and we can set Bumblebee up here on Prime's shoulder. Yeah, come on, Bumblebee, sit right. No. Sit straight. Thank you. And there we go. I dropped something, but it's okay. There's Bumblebee sitting on a Prime. I think that's fun that you can do that with Bumblebee. Now, let's get out Saber here. Saber has, of course, Prima Star Saber, because, he is Star Saber, so he gets the Star Saber. If I could find where I put the Star Saber that came with Armada Starscream, I'd give it to Saber here, and then Saber could be Zorro. They'd be carrying 3 swords. 3 Star Sabers. Because I'm pretty sure his sword that he comes with is called the Star Saber as well. I may be wrong on that. Check me in the comments if I am. So he's actually just a little taller than Bumblebee, but not by much. Not by much. We're going to put him over here to the side. Actually, is he taller than Bumblebee? I can't remember. Let me set Bumblebee here. Straighten yourself out, Bumblebee. And Bumblebee, how do you compare with Saber here? Yeah, Saber is just slightly taller than you, but not by much. Yeah, you're all in the same size category. Saber can be considered a mini-bot. Isn't that fun? Now, that's Saber off to the side. Look, fun little comparisons. I put Saber on Optimus Prime, like sitting, but Saber really sucks at sitting. He's got some thick thighs. He doesn't really sit well because of his thick thighs. So we're going to set Saber off to the side, and now we're going to come over here and we're going to talk about our friend here, Sideburn, first, because Sideburn is the only robots in disguise thing I own next to the Haslab. So here is Sideburn. Sideburn sizes well next to Optimus Prime here. We got Optimus Prime. Bend your elbow a bit. There we go. And Optimus Prime can, like, kind of wrap his arm around Cyburn's shoulders. Yeah, they're buddies. They look pretty good. Now, Cyburn can bend his knees. And can Cyburn sit up here on Optimus Prime's shoulder? Yes, Cyburn can. And Optimus Prime is good. He's just a sturdy guy. He's like a little statue. He's so strong and sturdy. So that is Cyburn. I like I like how the comparisons go there. So now let's finish up real quick. We've got Armada Prime. Here's Armada Prime compared to Optimus Prime. And there we go. Armada Prime is definitely the smaller guy. Yeah, you are. You only go up to midway up Optimus Prime's chest. So Armada Prime in regular mode is shorter than this Prime in regular mode. Yeah, and then boom, you just give him a kick. But I'm not going to because I like my Armada Prime. We set Armada Prime off to the side, bring out Victory Saber, or Victory, I mean, Victory Leo. Here's Victory Leo, another Optimus Prime, and I didn't pull out his feet. Oh well. So this is another Optimus Prime, and he compares pretty well, I think. Nuts. What's going on? Lower your arm, Optimus. Thank you. All right. So this Optimus Prime, he stands about the same size as Armada compared to RiD Prime. So Victory Leo is definitely on the Armada. Yeah, he's on that middle scale. There we go. Pretty good in my opinion. Pretty good. Set Victory Leo off to the side and talk about our final comparisons. Where is he? Where is he? He's somewhere. Come on, where did I put you? Not there. That's not what I'm looking for. Where'd he go? Oh, nuts. Where did I... Oh, here he is. All right, he fell. That must have been what Sugar knocked over earlier. Here is 86 Prime compared to Robots in Disguise 2001 Prime. Robots in Disguise 2001 Prime can wrap his arm around 86 Prime's shoulders. 86 Prime is still shorter than him, but just by a little bit. This is wild. I'm blown away by how absolutely large this Optimus Prime is before you get him in super mode. So tune in next Prime, where we will be discussing this Optimus Prime in his super mode tomorrow on Sunday. This is day number 6 of our ongoing series of Robots in Disguise 2001 Haslab Omega Prime. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I have absolutely loved bringing this figure to you. Until next Prime, bye-bye for now.